Hello, welcome everybody to the breastfeeding class. I apologize for the delay in videos. I went on vacation and some of the areas where we were staying was completely out of, like, even my cell phone wouldn't work correctly, and uploading, all the hotels that we stayed at had internet, but uploading any videos was like impossible. And previous to that, I was having a lot of issues with uploading videos at home. And so finally, I changed my internet service and increased my internet speed. And so now it's so much better. And so again, I apologize for the lack of videos recently. So today I was trying to come up with some good topics, or a good topic to talk about for the class. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is sort of an idea that had come to me over vacation, and I am going to start working on it probably around the middle of July. And so I'm gonna try around the middle of July, and then hopefully have them available by the beginning of August. And what those are going to be, they're going to be breastfeeding hospital breastfeeding overnight kits. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up on my Facebook page. You can order them at a cost and a shipping, which shouldn't be too bad. And then I am also going to, like, if you lived in the area, for people who actually would come and pay for a consultation, and I'm working with them, it will be free for them, for their consultation. It'll come with their consultation fee. Now, it will be personalized as well. There'll be some personalized things that will be a part of that kit. And a lot of that comes with what your concerns are, what types of needs you have, what type of breastfeeding goals you have, just different things like that. So it will be personalized a little bit to you. So when we go into the hospital and we have, we're preparing to go to the hospital, we're always told to prepare our bag. So you have to prepare your baby's first, outfit home. Maybe it's the same outfit for pictures. You bringing camera, you're bringing your robe, and I don't know, you just bring whatever it is that you decide you want to bring to the hospital. It could be music and whatever. So something that should be in your hospital bag when you go to give birth you should have a breastfeeding kit, which is going to consist of breastfeeding plans for day 1, 2, 3, and then going home. So day 3 will be day 3 to going home. And those plans, again, will be specific for you, or they can be just a general, because there is just general, I kind of like plans and things that you should be looking for and doing on each day. So another thing that I would like to do is I'd like to have a very pretty little cloth zippered purse type thing with my logo on it, and hopefully a little congratulation gift, whether it be a coupon for something free, or I don't know, a gift card. Could be like, in some of the bags, so you might be the winner of the kit that comes with the gift card. It just depends. I have to do some working around in that area to see who would be willing to donate items for you guys, and then of course anything that I can purchase. I can purchase things that have, like, I was thinking a newborn hat, and we can have it with the baby's name on it. Things like that can be part of a personalized kit. So I kind of wanted to talk about that and what it would include and what my idea would be, just because I think you should think about having a kit, a breastfeeding kit, in your hospital overnight bag. Whether it's a kit that I make and put together and you purchase, or it's a kit that you put together. So day 1 and day 2, you need to know what to expect, and you need to know what to do on those days. And day 3 until, when you go home and those first few weeks, again, you need to know what to expect and what you need to do. And I have a video that talks about those topics. So what I will do in the bag and the kit is it should just be like a cheat sheet. It just has the main points, nothing bigger than a postcard, but basically it has all the main things that you need to know and that you need to do. There also should be again, all of these things about the size of a postcard should be challenges. So you might have a baby who is delivered early and goes into NICU, and you need to have a little plan as to what you're going to need to do in order to, be successful with still breastfeeding. So you need to have something for challenges, unforeseen circumstances. Another thing I feel it's important to go in that kit is hand expression, knowing and learning how to do that. Having a picture form that you can look at. You can also have resources, which I think is another good card to have in this kit. And it should be more of a personalized resource sheet because it needs to help you to be able to look at that and know where your resources are when you need help, whether it be breastfeeding support, supplies, pumps, things like that. So you need like a little resource page, just something small again. And then let's see, what else did I think was a good idea to add in there? You want to have, you could have just one plan, but day 1, day 2, day 3, and going home, they're all a little bit different, just a little bit different, and it just kind of like reminds you when you start to get frustrated, you can pull out day 2's card, you can have it sitting in front of you, and you follow what it's telling you to do. A card on what to expect when your breasts, when your milk increases in volume and things like that. So if you have any ideas of other things that you would like to see in a breastfeeding kit that you think would help you, please comment below and let me know, and I will see if I can incorporate that into a kit. I will make sure that I let everybody know when my kits are ready, and kind of like give you guys updates to be able to see. Basically, if you go to my Facebook page, and I'll try to keep, like, once I create maybe day 1, being able to show you what that looks like and so forth. So if you don't get it from me, I think it's good to think about. You need to have a breastfeeding kit. It's sort of like an emergency kit. It's sort of like your hospital overnight bag. You're going to need these things for when that baby comes. So that was the number 1 thing I wanted to talk about. The number 2 thing I thought that I would talk about, because it is not a long video, it's just basically a question that I get asked a lot, and I thought that it could, it should be covered. And I know that I've touched on it in other videos, but I've never specifically had a video just, answering that question. So that question is, when I'm breastfeeding, do I have to eat differently? Some people think that they have to drink milk or lots of water, or they have to stay away from spicy foods, caffeine, they worry about all the foods they're going to have to avoid. And so what I wanted to make sure, and I will try to have a link below that kind of allows you to go and read a little bit more on that topic, But when you are breastfeeding, we usually don't want you to avoid any specific food unless you start to see a reaction in your baby because of it. Of course, there are obvious things, common sense things, and that would be medication, alcohol. What would be the other thing? Medication, alcohol, and tobacco, drugs, that kind of thing. So, of course, that's common sense things that you would want to avoid, but it doesn't mean you cannot have caffeine or medication that is safe for the baby. It doesn't mean that you can't have liquor once in a while. It doesn't mean that you can't smoke if a person is a smoker. It just means that those are, of course, the things that we tell you are definitely not okay in the no worries section. If you are a smoker or you're on certain medications, it's important to follow a protocol to get further help and direction on what you should do if you're smoking or you're wanting to drink, or you are smoker, or you're what was the other thing I was thinking of? So alcohol, smoking, medications. So if you're on a medication or have to start taking a medication after the baby's born, finding out what you can take that is safe with breastfeeding, or what you should do if you're going to have an alcoholic drink, or if you're going to smoke, what you could do to better protect your baby. Yes, you can still breastfeed and smoke, and I have a video on that already, so you can check that video out. And I think I have a video on medications as well, so you can check that video out. And then just, follow protocol. Ask doctors, look up the information from reputable websites. Government websites are the best for that kind of thing, and just follow their protocols. As far as anything else goes, you do not have to drink milk. You do not have to drink excess water. You just you want to keep yourself hydrated, because your body is going to take everything it needs for the baby. And so you're the one that would be left dehydrated. You could have severe constipation like you did when you were pregnant, lack of energy, that kind of thing. But you do not have to drink milk. You do not have to drink a ton of water. You will find that you want to drink water a lot, or that you're thirsty a lot. And you'll want to have that, just because your body is literally sucking that fluid from you and making your milk. And a mom would have to be severely dehydrated and malnourished before her body would not produce enough milk. So spices, dairy, peanuts, peanut butter, I don't know, the list goes on. There is nothing you need to avoid. I've noticed every culture has their opinion on the whole, like, what foods you can eat and can't eat, and drinking milk and all that kind of stuff. But science and through studies show that babies who are exposed to more foods in utero as well as breastfeeding, they tend to have a better palate, where they aren't as picky with flavors and foods as they get older. Now, that doesn't mean anything, because every child will still have their pickiness. Every child is different, but they get a better variety of foods and tastes. So you do not have to avoid anything. There is nothing you have to avoid. But let's say you are taking in an excess amount of dairy, and you notice the baby's really colicky and gassy. It might be something you try to limit. In some cases, you may have to cut it out if it's causing the baby to lose weight or become malnourished on their own, because they're not digesting your milk because they are allergic to the dairy or whatever. And that's not, they're not a lot of cases like that. Yes, babies can tend to get a little more gassy when you have a lot of dairy, But you should never, if you're ever at a point where you're literally eating nothing, then there's a problem. There's something going on with the baby that has nothing to do with what you're eating. And so it could be baby's just getting too much of the foremilk, they're gulping, getting too much air. It could be a number of different reasons. So if you find yourself where your baby can't seem to handle anything you're eating, and there's probably something more going on than just the foods that you yourself are eating. But yes, you can drink caffeine, and then they seem to go, like, I did not avoid caffeine when I was breastfeeding, but there were a few times, like with my daughter, I would take it, and I noticed it literally took her 3 days to calm down, like just where she seemed to relax and sleep better. So I just was like, okay, forget the caffeine. I made that choice on my own just because of what it was doing to me and her, and sleeping at night and breastfeeding, and it was just crazy. So I cut it out. But it didn't mean that once in a while I didn't have one. And that goes with pretty much anything. And with alcohol, I recommend you to just look up the research and follow the reputable websites. American Pediatrics, Association is good. World Health Organization, CDC. Those are all good websites to give you an idea of what you should do if you want to have an alcoholic drink. And typically, there's not really an issue unless you're going to literally go drinking. Let's say it's a birthday or you're turning 21 and you're going to go out and be drinking a lot. Then you might follow the pump and dump, protocol. But again, you want to look that up and figure out when you start pumping and dumping and how long it's in your system and that kind of thing. And you want to make sure the information is up to date. And that's why I say go to reputable websites, like the government websites, because those are usually the most up to date. So that's kind of like, some really, really important for moms to know. There's nothing you need to avoid as far as food goes, nothing you need to do in excess because of breastfeeding. And I will, again, put some links below just to kind of give you a little more to read on that subject. So, again, I'm sorry for the lack of videos. Hopefully, I am going to be gone out of the country starting next Monday. Today is Saturday, so you probably will not get a video again for maybe 2 weeks. Unless I can possibly make another one and get it uploaded, get it saved to upload for next week, and we'll see about that. It just depends. I doubt it, just for the purpose of where I'll be and internet and how quick it is and how fast I can upload things. So that's it for today. I hope that the video helps you a little bit, answers any questions you have, and again, please feel free to comment below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet so you can get all the new videos as they come out. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the topic and you liked some of the points that I brought out today. So you guys have a great day, and I promise that I will see you soon in my next video.